Say something for the podcast. Tell the people what you feel.
I'm just jazzed about being on the show, man.
You are listening to The Objective Jerk, where objectiveness is the objective, and I am said jerk.
This is The Objective Jerk, and I am said jerk. How is everyone doing? Hope everyone is well. All my draconians. I'm going to try and make that stick. Yeah, doing pretty good. Feeling better. I mean, this is what my third podcast I've recorded in a row now, so that's always a good sign. I was actually, one of the reasons I kind of thought of, I was like, yeah, I kind of want to talk about this. Oh, maybe I'll record one more before my subscription renews. Because, I have a subscription to the Buzzsprout platform, and you get, there's various prices and whatever, but I think I get, I want to say 3 hours. Oh, I guess I can look. I think I get about 3 hours worth of content per month. I used to have more, but I wasn't using it. So 3 seems to be kind of the happy place. I had about 30 minutes left for the February month cycle. And so I was like, you know what, maybe I'll just do another podcast and just finish off that, that subscription for that month instead of having 30 minutes of, free airtime that Buzzsprout got for me. But it already went through. It's March 1st for me, but it's still the 29th in the States. But maybe because of the leap year, that didn't really figure into that. But anyway, that was my goal. But then I kind of got I had an idea, or I was inspired to talk about something, but when I went to look, it had already cycled through. But here I am anyway, for your enjoyment. Let's see. Last night, my son was part of another pageant. He did like a native kind of dance that's kind of like the Hawaiian haku or whatever they call it. The one that Jason Momoa does. Something kind of like that. But they have different clothing and this and that. It's different, but it's just, if I had to compare it to something. And, it's not like nobody's ever done it before. So he got dressed up in it. I built like a spear that looks legit. It's a pretty nice spear. Turned out pretty good. It was my first one. And, he looked really good. I was excited for him. But the thing is the kid right in front of him did the same kind of dance. It was different, obviously. But it just really took any kind of wind or out of his sails, or what's the other term? Took thunder, stole his thunder. It basically just stole his thunder. Because I was just there just to watch my son, but so I watched, this guy came out, and I was like, oh, okay. But I was thinking, like maybe, my son's would be a little bit later, but his was right after it. So it really kind of ruined it. I know it wasn't intentional, or I don't think it was, but I don't know. And then the last pageant that my son was in, they had to submit what their sports attire was going to be, right, by a deadline. And so my son, he still has his helmet from when he played Pee-wee football, still fits. We took some pads out, I think, and he still had his jersey, which still fit, because he's grown, but he's gotten more slender, because he was kind of chubby and he was a lineman, so it still fit him. And so, he had football. And then there was a school that did not submit by the cutoff date. So then in turn, they were able to see what everybody else was doing. And so then, of course, there's another guy that did a football one. I mean, he didn't have a helmet and stuff like that, but it's just, they cheat, people cheat here to win these pageants. Like they're kind of ruthless about it. And wait, I'm trying to adjust maybe I'll move over. I'm trying to get in the middle of my two curtains here. And so it's just kind of, it could be coincidence. Because there's proof that they did it last time. This time it's hard to say, but it's just kind of annoying because he didn't even make the top 3, which he's always made. Well, no, I guess to be fair, no, I think he got 3rd place. He's been in the top 3 in every pageant he's been in. He's been in 3 or 4, like that. So, and not to say, oh, my son's the greatest. That's but he's very good on the mic because they do it in English. And, he's a lot bigger than the other kids. He's paler than the other kids, which Filipinos love pale skin. So, he stands out, So yeah, it was just kind of like, I'm not really into the pageants. My wife's into that and she gets involved. I like that he's doing something extracurricular and, like that. And of course I want him to win. So, but yeah, it was kind of, I don't know. He didn't make the top 3. But, so yeah. Anyway, so the thing I want to talk about was movies. When I talk about films, they don't really seem to do that well on my podcast. I'm trying to figure out, I don't know. But anyway, when I was younger, so I have an older sister. She's 4 years older than I am. And, once she became a young adult, every once in a while, she would take me to see movies. And then when I was a little older, we would just go and see movies sometimes. Like, there's a movie that she probably wanted to see and she probably thought that I would want to see. So we saw, I think the first movie I went with her without my mom, just her and I think her boyfriend was there, but it was a Kindergarten Cop. And then we seen The Crow. And then we seen Austin Powers. That might be it, actually. That's all I can think of anyway. But anyway, so I went and saw The Crow with her in theaters. And Crow's, an awesome movie. Everybody knows it. It had a few sequels that didn't do so great. The second one's not bad. I didn't see the other ones or the show really. But so now they're doing a remake. And it's got the dude that played Pennywise from It, who I think is a good actor and everything. But they've shown a few pictures and it's just like today's society is just written all over them. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking about tats. The guy's got like tattoos, I got tattoos. That doesn't bother me. And actually the picture, it doesn't look like bad. You know what I mean? And you can't judge a movie by a single photo or 2 photos or 3. I don't know how many were on there. But it's going to just have a bunch of today's crap involved in it, which is fine. But they're using the original character. So you have Eric Draven, which was Brandon Lee in the Crow film, right? And that's fine. And the thing is like the Crow supernatural power, ability, or whatever, it can go to different people, like what they did with the sequels and everything. I mean, I'm sure if Brandon Lee survived, he probably would have done another one, maybe. I don't know. They weren't about the sequels back then so much. Well, I guess they were because they did the one in 96. So, but usually, yeah, the sequels didn't have the main, Back in the day, when somebody made a movie, whether it was good or bad, they just did the one movie, Like Denzel Washington. He has no sequels. He's never done a sequel until the Equalizer films. But anyway, so to me, they should have just created a new character. I mean, they could have kind of followed the formula of the original Crow with Brandon Lee, but just did a new character and just changed it up just enough to, you know, because I mean, it's going to be different, you know, because it's going to be today's whatever, you know. I mean, I guess I should be happy that it's not a black dude in the role or a woman or a gay person. He appears to be, you know, a white dude that's straight, which is shocking. But I can't see it, but I guess he has a mullet hairstyle, which the current day mullet is different than when I was a kid. You know, I had a mullet when I was a kid. When I got older and I looked back on it, I was like, just, oh my God. You know, and everybody has those, oh my God, pictures. But you don't see girls spraying the shit out of their hair with hairspray and making, you know, huge fucking 80s, you know, glam hair anymore because it was ridiculous. You know, it was a fad, but it was ridiculous. It's the same thing for the mullet. So if this dude has a mullet as the Crow, maybe his character originally doesn't. I don't know. But if he has a mullet, I'm not watching it. It's just because the mullet is the stupidest hairstyle on the planet. You know, it's up there with the comb over. Like, it just looks stupid. I don't know. It just looks, I've never liked the mullet, the rat tail, the comb over, those three. I mean, this is just me personally. But like, who is it? The singer for Avenged Sevenfold, like, he's got a mullet, or he did within the last year or something. And I was just like, what the hell, dude? And it just kind of, it's a big turnoff for me. Like, I just like, do you not have any self-respect? Like, what are you trying to do? It's like they're just trying to bring back something to see if they can do it. But it's kind of working because you see more and more people with mullets. Like, at first it started off as kind of a joke, but then it's like people are doing it and it's just like, it's ridiculous. Like, I wouldn't, you know, I'm pretty lenient with my kids as far as that kind of stuff goes, you know. But if they wanted a mullet, I would not let them. I wouldn't. So anyway, if I see the first trailer and the dude's got a mullet, I won't watch it. Because I'm just going to watch it and just be like, what the fuck? It's going to pull me out of it. It's not going to work for me. But I'm not trying to judge it too much based off of, you know, just that. But yeah, I definitely think, you know, because it's taken place in 2024 or whatever. The original one took place in, was it? It might have been in the future a little. I don't think it was. I don't know. Maybe the second one was, I think. Actually, I can't remember what the... No, I think it basically took place around 94-ish. You know? So if they want to make a film that is a contemporary film where today's society is a character or backdrop or whatever, then they should have created a new character, not used the Eric Draven musician, whatever, you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. It was stupid. I think it's gonna, unless the film ends up being like just so good, it's gonna start off slow. I think it's gonna either start off slow, word of mouth will be like it's good and it'll be okay, or it's gonna fail. Because people are just tired of reboots and sequels and stuff like that, really. Because it's just like today they make a film and it does well. They fucking suck the blood out of it. Every drop of anything money they can get out of it, they will. Like, you have, you know, John Wick. The first movie was awesome. The second movie, it's all right. I mean, it has some cool stuff in it. The third one I don't even remember. Like, I remember the dog scene with Halle Berry. Like, that was cool. And I remember him being in the desert. Other than that, I don't know. It just, they can't just leave well enough alone. Like if John Wick was just a standalone film, that movie would go down as an action classic, I guess it's unfair to do the sequel thing because Die Hard, Lethal Weapon. But those are like, those are the movies that are kind of known for sequels. There are certain movies that are known for sequels. But now, I mean, like, look at LA Confidential. That movie was, I don't know why that just popped in my head, but that movie was successful. They didn't make another sequel. I know they did like a show that didn't do very well, but that was years later. It's just, you don't have to make a sequel, and then you don't have to reboot The Crow, which, gosh, I can't believe it's 30 years now. I'm trying to think, like, there's some movies that were remakes when I was younger, and my grandparents or my parents would be like, oh, there's original. So I guess it's not, it just seems like, it doesn't seem like 30 years ago, I guess, but.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Thanks again for listening to The Objective Jerk. I greatly appreciate it. If you could like, subscribe, comment on wherever you're finding this, and you can also email me at theobjectivejerk@gmail.com. So hope you're enjoying it, and please continue on with the episode.
It's like, if you're going to reboot it, where it's the same character and everything, make it the character close, but make the story or make the setting or make something different. I don't know. If you're going to make the character different, then you should just have a different character altogether, I think. I don't know. That's just kind of how I feel. I don't think, God, that mullet's just, you can't really see it in the picture. You look up pictures of it, but it's just, that's what they're saying. I'm just like, oh, man. But yeah, so I kind of went off track there. So yeah, John Wick, you got John Wick 4. I haven't seen the fourth one. I don't really have an interest to. It's just like, I love Keanu Reeves, always have. But I'm just like, yeah. I don't know if it's like, because the people that are in charge of everything and making everything is my generation, a little younger maybe. But I remember being a kid and just wanting more of something. You know what I mean? Why don't they make another one? Why don't they make of every movie? But as I get older, I'm like, okay, I understand. Some things are just not meant to be continued or sequeled. You know what I mean? But a lot of people that were like me are still trying to do that. So it's like anything, they're just like, oh, let's do a sequel. Let's make another one. Well, do we got a story idea? It doesn't matter. It's like, no, it does. People are forgetting about the story, man, the hook, I don't know. So now they got, I don't even know what it's called, but they have the female version of John Wick. So she's going to be, I think it's ballerina. Because she's a ballerina from the Russian mob. Where it showed, I remember them. Oh, that was the third one, wasn't it? So maybe I do remember more. But when John Wick goes to he gets Brandon, he gets help from the people that disavowed him or something. And he's walking through and seeing, kind of like the training center, and you see the ballerina all fucked up in her feet and everything. So yeah, I think that's what it is. And so now that's what the new one with the female is. And the female, I don't know her name. She's in a few things. She's gorgeous, but she's very tiny and petite. And just her taking out a bunch of 200-pound men all around her. I mean, because even like the John Wick is a little extravagant. You know what I mean? It's like, that's what I'm saying. Like the first film, and he's surrounded by people, and like, the very first they attack his house, and it's dark, they don't know the layout of his house. He does. He has an advantage. It's dark, so they have a disadvantage. I mean, he has a disadvantage too, but he knows the layout. So it's not completely inconceivable for him to take them out as smoothly as he does. And then, you know, the other ones, he's got the suit that's got the, but it's like out of all that, it's like, how many times can you be surrounded and nobody gets a headshot off? Nobody, you know what I mean? Like it just, I mean, I know he gets messed up off the building. I don't remember which one that was, but it's just, you know, it kind of, I think that's kind of it. It's just like, oh, okay, it's, you know, the guy's not Superman. Now it's like, does he have a superpower? Can he not be injured? My chair keeps going down because it's a piece of crap. I can feel it and I can see it now. I started off with my head up here and now my head's down here. Anyway, but it's just, you know, I think that's kind of why the other ones don't do as well, even though I guess the newest one made the most money, but it's just, you know, how many times can somebody survive that situation? One time, yeah, of course, it's believable. But then now you're going to have a woman who weighs like 90 pounds because this girl is small. And she's going to be running and gunning and fighting 200-pound dudes with ease. Like, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. You know, she could use her sexuality. Hey, what's going on? The guy's like, hey, what's up? Catch him off guard. You know, stick a knife in them throat and whatever. But she could not be like in a club surrounded by guys like, you know, in Collateral or in other John Wick 2. You know what I mean? It just, you know, and it's not to say that women can't shoot, because women can. Generally, women shoot better than men. You know what I mean? But that's competition, you know? So it's, I don't know. I probably won't watch it. I didn't watch the fourth one, so I've said it before. It's just, you can't have, you know, like the Atomic Blonde. I didn't mind so much, you know, because it was generally like three guys or whatever, and she got beat the hell out of. And Charlize Theron's a little bit, I mean, I don't know, I want to say, you know, she's taller, but well, she probably doesn't weigh what, 110 or something like that, 115 maybe, I don't know. I've never seen her in person, so it's hard to say. Dang, I really went down. But this other girl, she is tiny. You know, it's like they totally have to change the dynamics of the fighting and stuff for it to work. And I am kind of thinking maybe they are, because I guess they're doing a bunch of reshoots or whatever and got pushed back. That's happening to a lot of films too, because the writing's on the wall. They're starting to see all these films tank, especially the ones with women. You know, because most women don't want to watch an action star woman. Some do, but the percentage is low. You know what I mean? That's why Barbie did very well. Marvel's, the Spider-Woman one, did crap because the females that are into superhero are in to how superhero films and comics are. You know, that's what draws them to it, you know? So it's just, that's why they're failing. And I'm hoping, it seems like they're starting to catch on. So we'll see. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not saying I won't watch it, but I probably won't. But it depends on, you know, if they do kind of make it more of a, she's got to be like the hitman, you know, secretly using her sexuality to distract and to entice and trick men so she can kill them. You know what I mean? That works. And that's real. You know, that's how women killers and hitmen and spies are, you know? It's not to say that they can't, you know, throw down a little bit, but Not to the extent of a guy. Sorry. But anyway, my time's up. Thanks for listening, and I will see you guys next time. All right, bye.
You just put yourself through another episode of The Objective Jerk. Thanks again for hanging out with me. Please email me at theobjectivejerk@gmail.com. Like, subscribe, comment, wherever you find this, follow. It all helps. But thanks again, and I'll see you next time.